Hi!
Hello!
I'm Danny,
And I'm Carrie.
and this is the Danny and Carrie Show.
And welcome to our Halloween special. Happy Halloween!
Ooh! And as you might be able to tell, this is also an episode of
What's the Tea?
Just lovely, yep. And if you can't also tell, Carrie and I are thematically dressed up in costumes.
Heck yeah.
I am a sheep.
And I'm a tiger. I'd get up, but I will flip out of this chair. So
Fine. It's just hard to see with my hood, so I kind of wanted to just show, because it's probably going to fall back a little bit. The hood's a little small. Anyways, we are here to talk about, we each have 3 books to discuss today for our Halloween episode. And, unironically, the first 2 books are both about sheep. Sheep. Okay, so
you can
I'll go first
yeah.
if that's okay.
Because hers is like, it's like a funny kind of...
Yeah, so I've got a
thing,
theme a little bit for how I kind of wanted to break out my book. So I'm starting out, well, not really a theme, but like 3 different kind of like Halloween-esque genres. So we're starting out the first one with a mystery detective. It says right on the top, a sheep detective story. This book is called 3 Bags Full. It is by Leonie Swann. Now this is actually a translated book because I believe, yeah, so it's translated from German.
That's really cool that it's actually from like an author from Germany.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very, like, yeah, so it's actually going, it says on the back of this book that it's going to be a movie, major motion picture, starring Hugh Jackman and Emma Thompson. So, basically, a sheep detective story.
I mean, what more can you want?
It's, the book is in the point of view of the sheep. And who has died? Well, their shepherd.
No, not the shepherd.
Poor George. He didn't make it. Anyways, but it's a really, really good story. Each of the sheep had different traits about them. I will say my favorite sheep is Othello. He was one of the rams. And he just had a really interesting backstory, and I just liked him throughout the entire book. So basically, at the very start of the book, I'm not spoiling anything by saying that, but there was the murder of their shepherd. It basically is in the synopsis. It is in the synopsis on the back. And the sheep try to band together to solve this mystery because Miss Maple, the smartest sheep in all of Glenkill, well, she's going to solve the mystery. And it follows the sheep throughout this story, and it's a really, really interesting. And what I love about it, it's funny. It's a different way to tell a story because it literally, the story is like you have the sheep's wool over your eyes, and slowly as you're reading it, because the sheep are going through, there's different things that happen to the sheep, there's different things that happen to the pasture, there are other people that show up, like the humans get involved, of course, because it's a murder in their town. So it's literally like you're reading the book, like you have the sheep's wool over your eyes, but slowly by getting and reading each sheep's chapter, you're getting almost like a layer peeled off one sheet at a time as you're going through this book. And it's interesting because like as us reading the book, it's like almost like how a sheep would think of it, which it sounds kind of silly, and like, but hear me out, because it will say, she writes it as if like, you know, it's just like a silly thing, but to us, it's, we as people know what those hidden meanings actually mean. So what the sheep think are just like, oh, this might be some innocent thing, But as a reader, we're reading it and being like, oh, this actually isn't as innocent as we thought. I could go on a lot about this book, but we don't want to keep this video insanely long, so I'm not going to go too crazier about it. It's a great, funny, good story the whole way through. Kind of keeps you in suspense a little bit with the chapters. 5 out of 5 books for me. There is an amazing flip through on the pages you can see of the sheep running. Discussion questions at the back of this book were absolutely fantastic. It was just great.
It sounds awesome. I really can't wait to watch the movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson is kind of like a fan favorite. So.
No, it's true. Like, I honestly, I tried to say as much as I could about the book without, like, spoiling any of the things and letting, like, you know, if anybody was interested in reading it, like, I want them to be able to enjoy it as much as they can, but also me kind of give my opinions and say how much, like, I really, really did enjoy this. But, oh my gosh, I will be going to this movie like opening day, and there is like, this is a series, and I cannot wait to read the second book. And I mean, it was a really fun, loving story. It had mystery. It had, you know, they were like detectives. You're trying to figure things out. But
I mean, you had me at sheep detective. I mean, that sounds really adorable and kind of funny. It kind of reminds me of the movie Babe a little bit, where like the pig and like the sheep, like he's on the farm and all that kind of deal, but with a little mystery to it. So.
That's very good. Yeah, very good point. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with the movie.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll get on to mine. Mine is called Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. I love this book. It was really good. I finished it actually last night. Very creepy. Has nothing really to do with sheep. It's more like black sheep of the family kind of deal. Like the main character is named Vesper, and she's the daughter of this famous actress that's popular with like horror genres. And she's kind of estranged with her family. She like ran away from home, and just, you know, some weird things happened to her. So it's essentially her being the black sheep of the family. And will she go home? What are these things that are happening with her? Is it supernatural? Is someone messing with her? Or is she just crazy? You'll have to find out in this book, because it's really good. There's some like spots there, it creeped me right out, and I was like on edge. And like the ending was really horrifying, not like in a like scary way, in a like, oh god, how are you gonna get out of this, because that is horrible kind of deal. Like, so good.
Yeah, as you were talking about this, I mean, even your description now, it's on my TBR. I want to read it for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Like, I've read another one of her books, and she just writes in such a way, like, the main character is very kind of cynical, and she kind of comes up with these kind of funny one-liners, like when something happens, and she's just like, oh, okay, well, I'll guess we're doing it, whatever kind of deal. And yeah, definitely recommend.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's get ready for the next book.
Yes.
Sound good, Carrie?
Sounds good.
Huh.
Okay. Excellent. Costume change.
I love it.
So, just a couple of foxes. What does the fox say?
Yeah. So, we might be wearing some different outfits. And we might be ready to talk about some different books now. So, Carrie, do you want to take it away this time?
I will. And funny enough, it's another Rachel Harrison book called Such Sharp Teeth. And this is the first one that I read, which led me to read Black Sheep. She's really good at writing horror, just saying. This one, as you can see, there's a werewolf on it. It's about a werewolf. So, like, right off the hop, chapter 1, you find out like she goes back home from like she's living in New York. She goes back home to help her sister, who's like 9 months pregnant. Her boyfriend leaves just out of blue and like MIA. So the sister is like, hey, can you come help me out? You know, I need help. And the main character is like, yeah, you're my twin, I'm coming. So she gets there, and then she ends up at a bar and meets a guy that she had a crush on in high school. Actually, no, sorry. She was best friends with the guy, and he had a crush on her, but she crushed his heart. Yeah. So, but now she's starting to have feelings for him, but, you know, she's like, I'm not here to be in a romantic relationship, I'm here for my sister. So she leaves the bar, and he's again crushed. And she's on her way home, and then all of a sudden she hits an animal. And she thinks that it's like a deer or whatever, so she gets out of the car, which is never good, and it's like misty out, it's a full moon, and then she gets attacked. And then from there, yeah. So it's really about her dealing with being a werewolf the entire time, and like coming to find like chapter 1, you already know that that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. And also her dealing with her sister is like super hormonal because she's about to have a baby. And then you also like she has like some family drama too. And I also found that like the main character is very selfish. And I mean, understandable, she's kind of becoming a werewolf, but she's also not really helping her sister. And her sister seems to be going through some, you know, tough changes as well. So, I have some quotes. If we're good to talk about these quotes.
Yes.
All right. And then like, you know me, I don't, you know it's gonna be good because I don't do quotes. So, so this is a sister that's like talking to the main character about her being pregnant. So she's like, my whole life will be different. And I'm not going to look the same. I know that's shallow, but it's like I'm not allowed to grieve my body. I'm meant to be like, this is magical. I'm a mother now, so nothing about me matters anymore. I don't know, maybe that's terrible and selfish. Maybe I'm a monster. Which I kind of find it funny, because like, the main character is going through something similar, but more horrifying. Mm. And then the sister is like, giving life to something. But I feel like maybe every mother kind of feels the same way. I don't really know. I don't have children, so, but I could kind of imagine like you're going into this new transition in life, I guess, so.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So, yeah, so the main character does have some trauma. So, she talks about it a little bit, saying, you know, the trauma is either your fault or it's a gift. It's either you should have done it this to stop it, or look what good has come of it. If you don't get over it, why can't you get over it? So, kind of, okay. And then, last quote, I'm not gonna say who it was, but it says, I want accountability. For once, some goddamn accountability. But where would that leave me? What would it solve? I can't repair damage by causing more damage. I can't do anything. Yes.
That sounds like somebody is very backed against the wall, desperate.
Yes.
Doesn't have very much confidence in themselves.
No, and you know, it is true. It's like you can't repair damage by doing more damage. You're just making more damage. So, yeah. Anyways, this was a good book. It's not scary. It's like more like trying to figure yourself out kind of deal. There's like, it's more like a soap opera kind of deal, but with werewolves. And there's some like gruesome bits to it, but I don't know. This one was really funny too. So,
what would you rate that?
4 out of 5, definitely. Like, definitely recommend this one.
Good. Did we get the rating on Black Sheep?
I don't think I did. Again, that one was a 4 out of 5 for me too. Yeah, there was some bits that was kind of boring, but There's others that was like really terrifying, so it kind of like balanced out a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. On to yours.
Now, for my second choice, I've got a thriller. So we started with a mystery / detective to a thriller. All right, for my thriller, we've got the queen of thriller, Frieda McFadden. And I chose this one specifically because I really enjoyed it. I also love things that are in like so Lord D takes place in a psych ward at a hospital, and I love things that happen like in like psychological stuff. Like I find it very interesting to me. So already when this book was coming out, I knew that I was going to be getting it. So I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered it. So the main character, Amy, she is a student, a med student, and she's almost done all of her terms. Like, I'm pretty sure she's like in her, I don't know if it says that what year she's in right now, but it does in the book. It's been a little bit since I've read it, but enough that I can still obviously speak to it very clearly. But so she has got Amy, med student. She's got to spend some residence time. I'm not sure how long the shift is, but I know she's at least got to spend one night in Ward D in the hospital. And the thing about Ward D is that you get locked in and they do not open the door like at all. And you have to know the password. They don't write it down and you can't forget it. Let me just kind of read exactly what it says here at the bottom. It's just, it's a little chart that came with this edition of the book. Sorry, I saw hair there, it's driving me crazy. Don't forget the code. You won't be able to leave. So,
damn.
Anyways, so yeah, essentially, I mean, I'm sure you can kind of guess how that's gonna go. She gets locked in the ward. Things go crazy. You don't expect what's going to happen. Typical Frieda McFadden. I'm pretty sure I read this book in 3 days. Like, it is a fast read. It's a good read. It's something that keeps you guessing, on edge. There were things, I will say, that I was able to predict. There were some things that I was not able to predict at all. So I really enjoyed it. Fast-paced novel. Honestly, there's not a whole lot that like I can say about it. It's a fantastic thriller. And if you are a fan of Frieda McFadden, you have probably already read this and enjoy it. But if you are interested in trying any thrillers, I would 100% recommend Ward D. It's a standalone. It's just a good, quick, like great Halloween read. Like, just creepy, keeps you guessing. Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested. That sounds really good.
And the whole book takes place over a night of the psych ward.
Oh geez, that's awesome.
It's really good. It's
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
No.
What would you rate that?
5 out of 5.
Okay, yeah, definitely then.
Yeah, and there's like things that there's so much. It's really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. Awesome. Okay, so I guess we're gonna.
Those are pick two. Sorry, Carrie.
Oh, yeah, you're like, okay. That's all right. Yeah, that's our pick number 2s for this Halloween. So let's move on to our pick number 3s.
Are we snapping?
Yeah, we're snapping.
Man, we are good at that.
We are magical. Sad dragon over here, but anyways. So floppy. Or rawr.
Okay, we got last set of books up here.
Woo woo! I'll let you, because I went first last time, you can go first.
Sounds great. So the last book that I want to talk about is horror. Ooh. So we went thriller, now we got the horror. So this horror that I want to talk about is called The Midnight Game by Cynthia Murphy. Now, I actually got this book from a market, and it was a blind date with a book. So it was like,
oh my lord, it's kind of fun.
I know, it is a little bit, it doesn't want to stand up.
Yeah.
So it was like already wrapped up, and it had like the synopsis a little bit, whatnot. So basically I opened the book, and then that was the book that I got. So I had no idea what I was buying when I bought this book. I was so happy that I got this. Oh my gosh, what a fun read. Now, I will say I rated it 5 stars. It was really, really, really good. I enjoyed it the entire time. The only thing I will say, it's kind of young adult, so it's not like I was like, my only thing is that it was like kind of young teenagers, and I probably would have liked to read something like it was my first really horror read, so if I was like, I want to read more horror, so I'll probably read something a little bit more like, at least like about adults, because it was just like, it involved like young teens.
Right.
So it's just like a little bit young, but as far as that goes, like the story was good because it flipped perspectives, and it flipped like timelines between present day and like the past, and it went, so basically the whole idea is that there's these strangers, I'm not sure, does it say how many kids? 6 strangers, they meet online, and they start talking about these Halloween games that they want to play. Then,
oh my lord!
long story short, they finally start, they bring up this game called the Midnight Game, and they all decide to meet up to play the Midnight Game. So the book goes between, like, the book takes place during the night, where they play this spooky, haunted Halloween midnight game. And then it goes between what's going on in that moment when they're in where they are, because they all meet up, and then goes back between the email threads. And though we have Reddit, but in the book they have a thing called Deadit. So
cool.
It's just so you like see the posts on Deadit of their instant chat, of like the group chat. So it's a really like fun, I almost want to say like, it's kind of like an interactive book in a way. Like, it's not actually interactive, but it's just
kind of like you're reading like the emails and like the conversations between like 2 characters, and like, you know what they're talking about, and like these guys are left out, so they're like, oh no, they don't know about that.
I know, yes, I've never read a book like that before, and it was really cool, and I really liked the ending. The book kept me like in like suspense the whole time, to be honest. There's a mystery that's going on, and I kind of just want to know like what happens, because there's like underlying things, and it's just a lot of it's a fast read. Again, I think I read it in a couple of days, and like 5 out of 5, like really good experience for a blind date with a book.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of some like the horror movies with like between like teenagers or whatever, and like there's even some horror games that are kind of like that, where it's like, you know, you have the internet conversation, like Facebook Messenger or whatever, and like between 2 characters, but then this character is kind of left out, and then like something happens to these characters, and they're like, we have no idea, and we're like, we know. Oh my god, read the thread.
Well, and that's exactly it. So stuff like that is basically, it's kind of same idea. They're playing this game, and everybody's like, what's happening? And
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, again, kind of the same idea, like what's real, what's not, like I would highly recommend, but again, wouldn't recommend if you're used to that horror genre, and this might be a little too like kiddish in a way, but I mean, I really enjoyed it, so.
That's so fun. I like that.
Yeah, could be for you too.
That's awesome.
Take it away, Carrie.
Okay, Casper. My next pick is a cult classic. I have picked Dracula by Bram Stoker. I really like this book. I usually read it like every once in a while. It's in a kind of diary format between a bunch of characters. First, it starts off with Jonathan Harker. He's a lawyer. He goes to Dracula's castle to sign some papers because Dracula has bought an estate in England and is planning to move. And then,
how does he know?
Yeah, and then poor Jonathan gets trapped there, and then it goes on to his wife, Mina Harker, and her best friend is pretty sick and is like deathly white and is plagued by something, and they call on some doctors like Dr. Van Helsing, recognize that name, and he knows what's going down and orders for some garlic to be placed up by her bed. So yeah. It's just like their story, like trying to, figure out how to get Dracula and why is Dracula going to England. And it's really good. And this one is a special edition. This is the Folio Society one.
I was gonna say that's a beautiful book.
I know.
I can see a bookmark in there.
Yeah, there's the material.
I know.
One, right? Like it's so good. I love that. And like right here, it's almost like blood.
Yes,
on the
sprayed edges.
Yeah, and it's only on the top page. It's not on the rest of it.
Interesting.
And like this almost looks like a swirl of blood almost with
So cool.
And then of course there's like pictures on the inside. Oh yeah, Dracula climbing down his castle.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll take a close up picture because I can't get out of the chair. So.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful, beautiful edition.
Yeah, and what's really funny is that his great-grandnephew wrote a sequel called Dracula Untold, and it's kind of like, I think it's 25 years afterwards, and it's the same characters going through it, and then they notice like something's going on in England, and they're like, what's happening? Is Dracula back? We thought we got him in the last one. So it's kind of like, they're going through this investigation, and like they have like the Titanic in it too, like some like kind of historical things.
Wow.
Which is really cool. And they also have, if you've never heard of the historical figure Elizabeth Bathory, that was Vlad the Impaler's cousin, and she used to bathe in maids. No, not maids. Well, it was her maids, but like virgin blood.
Oh.
Like literally, like put their blood in a bathtub and bathe in it because she thought it would make her look younger and stay young forever. So so she's a character in the book too. So it was really, really interesting. I love that one. I think the sequel is probably my favorite, and I would prefer reading that one. That one was like a 5 out of 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is, well, obviously a classic, so
yeah,
that was like a 4 out of 5 compared to the sequel. So yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to read those two for your Halloween special and maybe even watch the movie at the same time, I would prefer the Christopher Lee one. But that's just my opinion. But
yeah. So I think we got some really good picks here.
Yeah.
Some good choices for kind of what anybody's really feeling.
Yeah, like a little, like maybe a little, like werewolfism, or like some thrillers, some like supernatural stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Some cult classics. I don't know.
You could
Whatever
read
you're feeling.
something in the point of view of a sheep.
Bah. I love it.
That is great. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
On our episode of the Danny and Carrie Show.
And happy Halloween. And please like and subscribe if you really love this show. So, see you on the next chapter.
That's the tea.
That's the tea.